So Gran Turismo 7 update 1.43 patch notes are finally here, and to be totally honest, it's a bit of a weird one. I have no idea what was going on. The trailer didn't drop till 6:30 AM this morning in terms of GMT time anyway, alongside the patch notes and a blog post. Typically these come the day before, but it actually happened on the day of the update itself. Now, a quick skim through the notes, and to be totally honest, this feels like the second of what should have been a two-part update combining January and February together. Not quite sure what went on here. Don't get me wrong, the cars are absolutely awesome, but in terms of the events that, you know, I kind of guess go with them, they're absolutely terrible. There really is a fair lack of content in this one. Even the engine swaps once again have been dropped down to only the typical 5, so it really feels like part 2 of what should have been I guess a two-part update combining January and February. So let's head over to the patch notes themselves. Update details 1.43. A new update for Gran Turismo 7 has been released. The following is a list of main features and adjustments introduced. Main features implemented. Number 1, the cars. The following 3 new cars have been added. We've got the Audi TTS Coupe 09 sold at the Legends and used car dealerships, which is weird. I'm assuming that's a typo and it will be the brand central and used cars possibly. The Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9 MR GSR 06 sold at the Legend cars and used car dealerships. Again, seems a little bit of a typo. I'm assuming that's brand central because of the year of the car. Renault R4 GTL sold at Legend cars and used car. Now that one makes sense considering its age. Again, those are the 3 cars that were predicted, and they are all here. Number 2, the World Circuits. The following new events have been added to the World Circuits. The Japanese Clubman Cup 550. We've got that race at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. The Sunday Cup Classic at Tsukuba Circuit. And the European Clubman Cup 600 at Suzuka Circuit. And well, that's it for the events. Very, very poor on that one. Really feels like a missed opportunity. Now, number 3, Brand Central. This is where the sort of bonus car comes into it. The following brands have been added to the museum: Bulgari, and we've also got some captions at the bottom. The Bulgari Aluminium Vision Gran Turismo is now available for purchase. Number 4, the CAF. The following extra menu has been added. Extra menu number 36, Collection Lamborghini for level 43 and above. Added new sets of conversation with car designers and characters appearing in the CAF. The new conversations can be accessed by changing to the following cars in garage and speaking with the characters. Again, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but there's some new ones for the Nissan R92 CP92, Porsche 919 Hybrid, and the TSO 50. We also have the Eckert Rod and Custom Mach 40, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9, obviously coming along this update, Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3, Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, Mazda RX 500, and then we also have the Mercedes-Benz CLK LM and the AMG 300 6.8 AMG from 71, as well as at the bottom here, and a little one as well, the Mazda RX Vision 15. GT Auto, car maintenance and service. Engine swaps have been added for the following cars at level 50. So we have the Nissan GTR Premium Edition 17, Suzuki Jimny, that's getting its first engine swap, Toyota GR Corolla Morizo Edition, Toyota Corolla 11 3-door 1600 GT Apex AE86, and the Toyota Supra 3.0 GT Turbo A. Escapes the Prines, I'm not too sure, has been added as a featured creation in Scapes. Who cares? Now, there's got a bit of a weird one here, so I don't know why they've gone around changing these. The text indicating a car's aspiration type has been adjusted as follows. So TB Turbo now changes to TC Turbocharger. ST Super Turbo is now TC plus SC. TC and SC indicates a forced induction system with turbocharger and supercharger. Now, okay, so I'm going to quickly just go on this one. One of the leaked cars was the Delta S4 I believe it's called, which was turbocharged and supercharged. So it'll be interesting to see if that kind of obviously ends up a bit like what we see with the the Genesis, which is both as well, the Genesis VGT. Number 2, it's awfully that time of the year, or one of the times of the year. Legend cars have been revised based off real world valuations. I'm assuming that the majority of them have gone absolutely through the roof again at this point without the events to back them up. So not even worth noting. Absolutely frustrating this happens when we still have the lack of events. World circuits, the weekly challenges are now updated every Friday. It's now possible to enter drift trials and time trials even when PP cannot be calculated. Now, the weird one here for the weekly challenges and moving to every Friday, it doesn't know if they've gone ahead with the fixes themselves, but I'm assuming they have, considering that they seem to have absolutely dodged a week. If they were just coming regularly on the Friday, then surely we would see that come tomorrow and not in an extra week's time. But they have been moved now to every Friday instead of Thursday. Number 4, multiplayer fixed an issue in split screen race wherein the race display would disappear during a pit stop. Localization fixed various text and localization issues. And 6, various other issues have been addressed. Thank you for your support and please continue to enjoy Gran Turismo 7. So there we go, that is the full update notes for 1.43. Like I mentioned at the beginning, it really does feel like a part 2 of what should have been a combined update that they've just kind of split up. Don't get me wrong, the Bulgari finally coming out of that early access kind of solves that issue there of the whole controversial 4.5k DLC. But then, the cars themselves, they're fantastic, but it just doesn't feel like enough for what is supposed to be a monthly update. Now, I know there's always going to be the people that'll turn around and say, oh, it's free content, you should be grateful. Okay, there's being grateful, and then there is plainly just ignoring what the majority of your fans want. It's all good putting the cars in, and again, most of us are grateful, but it's just the fact that they'll combine this with an absolute lack of things to do with them that we have to kind of go and find our own fun. However, they then put such a heavy emphasis on the economy and making money and collecting these cars, and obviously having to buy the new cars, upgrade them and such, that it really kind of sucks the fun out when we're having to run the same events and do the same things with these same cars. For me, adding 3 events in this update, you may as well just not add them, because I can guarantee they're all going to be 5-lap sprints, a little bit like what happened with the Jimny. That was an entire menu book that was done and over inside 10 minutes. So I think the way going forward, they really need to start taking fan feedback seriously, because it is great that they're adding these cars. I'm in the kind of I guess category of enjoying both road and race cars. I've been playing Gran Turismo for absolutely ever, so I'm not kind of just obsessed with race cars or anything like that. But if you are going to add these cars in that require upgrades and we can build them ourselves and stuff, you need to be backing that up with a decent selection of events, or changing the economy around that it is much easier to earn the money and get the full enjoyment out of these vehicles. That way, when it comes to doing custom races, the majority of the fan base will happily go over there, happily build different versions of the cars, that we don't actually need these little random events added in each update. We can just go and do make our own fun with a decent economy attached to it. This way we can get the maximum potential out of this game. Again, these little free events and such, they're just not worth the time. I will check them out, don't get me wrong. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, maybe they'll be absolutely amazing, but I'm not going to hold my breath just quite yet. So in terms of the cars themselves, fantastic. In terms of the events, they may as well not exist. And then in terms of the quality of life changes, they really need to start nailing these down, because again, I have a feeling that we're going through that little sloggy phase before a decent update drops and things start to pick up again before falling back into that cycle. Let me know what you think down below. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.